name clans in the European region. Lots of love between those clans and all the members. So might have just been some friendly lock-in banter, but it looks like Hysen's going to be locking in the Garnet officially for game number 1 of this best of 5 against Goosey on the Ragnir.
And that's going to be a really solid pick as well for him. I think we saw him pick that out in the last game that he did, the Petra crossover of Garnet, and he was pretty phenomenal on that pick. That's what he, I believe, was so incredibly successful against Link against. So this should be a very interesting matchup for him using the Orb Gauntlet combo. But Goosey right now doing a phenomenal job at controlling the pace of the game with these guitars.
Yeah, just staying right underneath Hysen, doing a really good job of just following the way that he's moving in the air and getting those anti-airs. Guitars have some fantastic anti-airs with the neutral light and the down light, very effective against opponents. So was just doing a good job of staying underneath him. We do see Hysen starting to play a little bit more grounded, throwing out quite a few signatures as Goosey switches over to the axe, and Hysen suddenly getting the better of him. Downlight into the recovery to take the first stock off of Goosey.
The approach over with the side air, the neutral light jab knockback there. Hysen getting the turnaround with his own gauntlet jab. And that is going to be the dash over the side sig. Not going to find that connection there. Goosey with the omnidirectional neutral air as well. Going to be directing Hysen down the map, but just the mobility of these gauntlets allowing him to get back to stage and back to pressuring Goosey in such a short amount of time is going to allow him to keep his foot in the door. But that weapon throw, stalling out Hysen. He already used recovery. He already had his dodge to save himself from the blast zone on the side. He didn't have any more options to get back to the wall, and that cost him his first stock.
Goosey was getting some good reads, though, with the Katars, trying to even up the damage difference. But Hysen, the high-strength Petra, gets the 3-piece downlight, sidelight into recovery. Just clean gauntlet play to take that stock lead back. Huge lead for Hysen. Nice pickup from Goosey into the neutral signature. Almost gets the stock off of Hysen. Not a lot of damage put out on Goosey, so that could have been big, but still not enough to finish off this stock of Hysen.
I down sig off stage. Just kidding. That side sig that sometimes jukes me out as well. Oh, but the side air from Goosey finding that KO off on the left side, and that's going to equalize the stocks 1-1. Goosey with like a 40 damage deficit on Hysen right now, and Hysen getting a little bit more damage to start off this next stock. No weapon in hand, but he doesn't necessarily need it. That unarmed kit being phenomenal in being able to get a few consistent hits off on your opponent. But Goosey there with that axe getting hit after hit after hit right now, just punishing Hysen's movement, finally finding the side air, pushing Goosey away and getting another hit here off the another side air, continuing to push Goosey off stage. Swapping over to the gauntlets, is this going to be enough?
Seeing Goosey play around these signatures of Hysen as Hysen starting to swing for the fences. Goosey was getting a couple of punishes, but again, just that damage deficit means that if Hysen gets the one right read he needs, could easily finish this stock off of Goosey and take home game number 1. Downlight ground pound comes out from Hysen, and that's going to be it. Game 1 goes the way of Hysen. Goosey goes down, taking about 110 more damage than Hysen.
That's quite a bit. I mean, that just shows how in the game Hysen was, how in the zone he was, getting these gauntlet and orb strings down, because neither one of those really have a lot of really hard-hitting attacks like axe or hammer or even lance does, where you get one move off and it might do 16 to 25 damage depending on which one you do.
25 damage? What?
Hammer neutral air does 25 damage. It's a lot.
I can't think of the number off the top of my head, but I don't think it's 25.
It might be like 24.3 or 0.6 or something, but I know it's pretty up there.
Well, either way, like you're saying, gauntlets don't have the highest damage per hit, but definitely lots of potential there to get more damage with those strings. Hysen gonna stick with those gauntlets, but opts to swap over to the Mordex. Again, gonna be a lot of string potential with this scythe, as Goosey gonna bring it out the Katar strings. backs away. Hysen chases after him, has the range advantage with the gauntlet downline.
The Mordex is going to afford him a little bit more here too with the gauntlets as well. He is going to have that option for the down sig from the Mordex to go in for that grab dash with the optional, I think it's a up or down throw depending on where you are. You can choose which way you can angle that throw, and that it can be very devastating. But the neutral sig off the top with the scythe is what's going to do it to start with, and that is going to have a lot of force, and it also has a lot of lift too, because I think if you hit it, I don't remember if that hits grounded, but I know if it picks up, it lifts up whoever you grab in that a little bit higher, so it kind of moves the opponent more towards the blast zone. Either way, Goosey finding that KO off the bottom in response to Hysen. This is just going to be a high-speed map here. No platforms, very not short walls, but moderate length walls, I guess, but close blast zones leading to early KOs for both of these players.
And Goosey had so much pressure on top of Hysen, was getting all of these neutral wins, but still just not a lot of damage per hit on these Katars. Means that Hysen is in the lead in the damage department. Hysen has the opportunity with the active input on this site to go for more damage potential on these things. And there you see the active input down. Signature going to swing back, take Goosey out. And Hysen opts not to swap over to the gauntlets. You saw him have that opportunity, waited next to the spawn, and was like, nah, I'll just stick with this scythe.
Well, the scythe looks like it might be a pretty good option, taking Goosey down off stage, grabbing another one, and there it is! Is that going to do it? He doesn't have any other recovery options, but neither does Hysen. It doesn't matter, though. Even if you're losing that stock, if you're stock up, you can afford it, because that is going to give you the win overall. You got 2 stocks, your opponent has 1. Go off stage, have fun, waste as much time as possible, use as many jumps. If you hit those attacks, it doesn't matter, you've already won.
Yeah, it's all about that dub. Hysen doing a great job getting that mental damage in as well on top of Goosey. We're going to get right on into game 3 in just a little bit. But this is going to be tough for Goosey. Hysen just leveled up more between game 1 and game 2. Usually it's weird when a player decides to swap characters after a win. But this is Hysen saying, any character I play is going to destroy you. Goosey going to opt to switch over to the Asuri. Now sticking with the Katars. Hysen with the ultimate mental damage, going to be playing random for game number 3. If Hysen wins this, I think Goosey is going to be done. Well, he is going to be done for because this is loser's bracket, but he's going to be done for, extra done for. Like, that is something that got left in the oven overnight done for.
Like he's going to be like on Twitter afterwards done for.
Yeah, maybe. Hysen going to be going into the Orion for game number 3 on the random, while Goosey on the Asuri.
Well, here we go, straight to Apocalypse, and if Goosey loses here, then you know that this is nothing more than an omen for this game. But Hysen getting the Orion here, having to use the Lance Spear Kits, some pretty different stuff than what he's just been using. And Goosey, you know, continuing to use the Katars here, having a little bit more option here in terms of speed and reactability here from the movement speed. And Hysen just not even caring, just continuing to use this lance, the recoveries, the side airs, the down airs, and everything in between to continue getting damage. Just does have a lot of high damage stuff in the kit, but Goosey doesn't even care. He's getting a lot of good stuff, forcing Hysen off the ledge and into the red.
Hysen throws out the side signature. Many Orions are fans of this signature kit, and now you're starting to see why the side signature covering so much of the main stage. Down signature covering both sides of him. Hysen going to take the first stock off of Goosey.
Chasing down, looking for that. Oh, you saw the slide kick in there. He was ready for it. Oh, it doesn't. It's no KO. Even though the sides of the map have a relatively close blast zone, the ceiling is so high here. So those higher KO attacks, the ones that launch vertically, are not going to find KOs nearly as early as the horizontal ones, and that is showing right there.
Seeing Hysen play far away, he disarmed himself on that weapon toss, but he's going to get a weapon spawn right on top of him. Neutralite connects onto Goosey. Goosey needs to finish the stock off. That'll do it. Downlight side air, and Goosey swaps back to the Katars for the damage build.
Coming right out of the gate with 2 neutral airs, 1 connecting and a side air. There's the neutral sig. It connected. huge play from Hysen. That's going to be a lot of damage on a Goosey. Goosey almost getting caught in that side light as well, but Hysen just having to back off. Look for a few more damage options here. Goosey with the sword, getting his recovery blasted out, and Hysen trying to find the recovery, not able to find it, but the side air is going to do it, finding that KO off on the left side, and Hysen taking a very quick lead here. Just 2 minutes into the game, Goosey with one more stock.
Oh my goodness, Hysen really running away with game number 3 after randoming into this Orion. Goosey, he's got so much potential with these guitars. We saw it in the first stocks, but every single time Hysen just beats him back in return. There's the weapon spawn up top. Lance pick up for Hysen. Might be all he needs to close this one out. Offstage opportunity. Goes for a down air. Hysen getting eager.
Goosey now having to make his approach, getting the neutral light off, getting Hysen into the red. Not quite in the damage. Not potentially, maybe? I'm not sure. It depends on what move Goosey goes for. If he goes for a side sig and catches him at least at mid stage, maybe he'll find a KO, but any further than that, I don't know if it'll lead into a KO. I don't know if he'll even go for the side sig though. Ooh. And he won't even have the opportunity as Hysen 2-0s Goosey off of the random Orion. Insanity.
Holy cow, Hysen with some big Orion plays, showing some stuff that you see out of very accomplished Lance players, right? Like that sidelight Nair gravity cancel N-Sig is something that you see out of the likes of like Kosalix and Stingray in North America. Really well done, and it looks like the next players are already ready to go in. Addy Mestic versus Zyder, jumping in, banning out maps, and getting ready to go right on into the next one.
I guess that was just the map ban prep as they went into it, and